Sophocles, Antigone. Welcome to an exploration of Antigone, the timeless Greek tragedy by Sophocles that delves into the heart of human conflict and moral dilemma. As you dive into our summary, prepare to traverse through themes of power, justice, and the struggle between divine and human law. The story unfolds in the aftermath of a brutal civil war in Thebes, an ancient city scarred by betrayal and loss. We're introduced to Antigone, a defiant heroine who stands against King Creon's decree that denies her brother Polynices a proper burial. This act of defiance sets the stage for a gripping narrative surrounding the ethics of law, family loyalty, and the balance of personal conscience versus societal rules. Through the characters' intense debates and decisions, Sophocles invites readers to ponder the consequences of absolute power and the cost of standing by one's beliefs. Get ready for a narrative rich in philosophical undertones and dynamic character portrayals.
Echoes of justice. In a city freshly scarred by civil strife, Thebes stands on the brink of reckoning with its tumultuous past. The celebrated tale, known well to Athenian audiences, unfolds like a haunting myth. At its heart is Oedipus, a warrior king marked by destiny's cruel twist, the slayer of his own father and husband to his mother. As the full weight of his deeds crushes him, he chooses the darkness, gouging out his eyes, a symbolic rejection of the world he can no longer bear to see, and drifts into exile. Oedipus's tragic lineage lives on in his children, each one a piece of the fate-bound puzzle. His sons, Eteocles and Polynices, entangled in the throes of ambition, fail in their experiment of power-sharing. Brothers by blood yet torn apart by desire, they spiral into a bitter conflict. When Eteocles finally pushes Polynices into exile, he unwittingly sparks the ignition of a furious civil war. Polynices returns, bolstered by mercenary forces, only for the fratricidal feud to end with both brothers slain at Thebes' gates, leaving their uncle, Creon, to seize the reins of power. At this juncture, we witness the interplay of the remaining siblings, Oedipus's daughters, Antigone and Ismene. Their presence is as much physical as their brothers' is spectral, their dialogue the entry point into the play's ethical battleground. Antigone, burdened by anguish and a sense of betrayal, speaks with urgency and fervor, her mind a tempest. Ismene finds her sister's resolve clear yet troubled, akin to fog heavy upon the sea. The crux of Antigone's anguish lies in the stark disparity of her brothers' fates. Eteocles is honored with a hero's burial, his contribution to the city's defense enshrined in ritual grandeur. Polynices, however, receives the ultimate dishonor, his body left exposed, a feast for scavengers. Creon decrees this ignominy, threatening death to any who defy him, insisting upon the law as the bedrock of the city. Antigone, however, pulls Ismene into a whispered conference, driven by a resolve to honor her brother against this decree. She demands Ismene join her in defiance, to break the silence and bury Polynices as deemed right by divine law. Ismene stands at a crossroads, torn between filial duty and societal obedience. She asserts the primacy of law, cautioning that flouting it invites chaos, unraveling the civil fabric into the brutal struggle of all against all. Her proposal to honor Polynices through prayer falls short of the act Antigone demands, encapsulating a tension mirrored across Greek society, a reverence for law against an unyielding moral compass. In stark contrast, Antigone is undeterred, rejecting Ismene's cautious pacifism as cowardice cloaked in legality. To her, justice transcends the confines of the city's decrees, it is a celestial mandate, a sacred duty. She embodies defiance, elevating moral freedom above sovereign decrees, even under the shadow of capital retribution. For Antigone, the ritual of burial isn't rebellion but adherence to a higher spiritual order, the unwritten laws of the gods eclipsing the tangible yet flawed codes of mortal rule. Through Antigone's unwavering stance, this narrative becomes a timeless narrative on the rugged landscape of justice, duty, and the relentless pursuit of what is inherently just and true. A city's loyalty. Imagine a bustling stage where only 3 actors rotate through every pivotal role, yet a fourth entity echoes throughout, this is the chorus, a vibrant collective of 50 singers and dancers embodying the voice of the city's soul. In the great city of Thebes, this chorus rejoices as their victory over Polynices' armies reassures them of divine favor. The city's scars from war begin to mend, and they eagerly anticipate moving beyond past grudges. Enter Creon, the new king, immersed in contemplation. He believes true character reveals itself through leadership and the laws that test a ruler under public scrutiny. To him, rulers face two crucial pitfalls: silencing their convictions due to unpopularity, and favoring personal ties over civic duty. These themes resonate with Athenian audiences, reflecting the philosophy that humans thrive as political beings within the polis, the city-state. Outside this structure, humans are reduced to their baser instincts, fighting ruthlessly and devoid of friendship or family. The city, Creon insists, is the lifeboat keeping civilization afloat. Loyalty to this lifeboat ensures the stability required to foster friendships and maintain familial bonds. Thus, he offers his steadfast allegiance to the city above all else. For those like Idiocles, who fought bravely for Thebes, Creon promises eternal honor. In stark contrast, Polynices, viewed as a traitor for his attempt to submerge the city in chaos, is denied burial rites, a deliberate act of ignominy meant to serve as a warning. This decision, however, stirs controversy. Custom dictates that even traitors be granted burial, albeit outside city limits, to appease the gods. Yet, Creon remains resolute, convinced that honoring a traitor undermines justice. He trusts that the gods will uphold his choice, as honoring the city and its defenders above all else aligns with divine righteousness. The tension between individual loyalty and civic duty unfolds as a timeless struggle. Creon's resolve to put the city before personal allegiance embodies an ideal of governance, challenging us to consider where our own loyalties lie in the intricate balance of justice and tradition. Clash of convictions. Creon fancies himself a philosopher king, projecting wisdom with a hint of smugness. Yet, his true nature unfolds when faced with defiance. He believes a man's character is unveiled through his actions. But Creon's character is truly laid bare when Antigone challenges his laws, sparking a test of wills. Creon's darker side emerges when he hears that Polynices' body, decreed to remain unburied, has been covered up. In a fit of baseless suspicion, he accuses a bewildered guard of conspiracy, threatening unspeakable torture. He releases the guard with orders to unearth the grave and catch the culprit, whose identity is no secret, Antigone. When she finds her brother's body exposed, her sorrow quickly shifts to rage. Like a bird returning to an empty nest, she mourns her loss, and in defiance, covers the body once more with soil, performing sacred rites. Creon's guards seize her as she performs these rites. Brought before the king, Antigone stands unwavering. Her conscious defiance of the city's laws stems from a higher moral command, the eternal laws of the deities. To her, human edicts mean nothing against the divine will. She faces death willingly, deeming it preferable to a life marred by the shame of abandoning her brother. Creon's response is as harsh as it is revealing. To him, Antigone's actions are both illegal and arrogant. To spare her would compromise his authority, enforcing the idea that familial bonds cannot outweigh the city's good. The chorus, the embodiment of public opinion, tentatively sides with Creon, yet it harbors doubts, acknowledging the unease of Creon's absolute assertions. Antigone counters, accusing Creon of cloaking his ego-driven pursuits behind a guise of public service. His pride blinds him, asserting power over realms beyond his reach. Judgment, she reminds, rests solely with the gods. The chorus agrees, recognizing these as timeless Greek truths, although fear binds them to silence under Creon's reign. Antigone continues her bold defiance, revealing the depth of Creon's tyranny. She accuses him of cherishing control and dismissing dissent. Abruptly, Creon declares that she loves the dead more than the living, reasoning that executing her fulfills her wish to reunite with her brother. Antigone retorts with gratitude, not for her imminent fate, but for the finality it promises, ending their futile discourse. Both stand entrenched in their beliefs, polar opposites bound by conviction. Antigone and Creon, unwavering in their clashing ideals, epitomize irreconcilable extremes. Antigone, resigned to her doom, finds solace in her solidarity with the dead. For her, honoring her brother's memory holds the loftiest honor, embracing the glory in sacrifice. Such is her final stand, a testament to an unyielding spirit in the face of authoritative power. Bend or break. Creon's son, Hymen, passionately pleads for Antigone's life, the woman he loves and wishes to marry. However, Creon remains unyielding, coldly dismissing Antigone as worthless. He believes that anarchy is the greatest crime, tearing apart cities and armies, and thus, insists on unwavering adherence to laws. Hymen shrewdly attempts to appeal to Creon's self-preservation, suggesting that rulers cannot endure without the support of their subjects. The people of Thebes, he reveals, secretly sympathize with Antigone, viewing her as undeserving of such a harsh fate for her noble act, and even suggest that the gods favor her. Hymen urges Creon to reconsider, arguing that true wisdom lies in being open to new ideas and not remaining rigid. He employs a natural metaphor, comparing rulers to trees in a storm, flexible ones survive by bending, while stubborn ones are uprooted. This serves as a warning that Creon must choose to bend or risk breaking. Despite Hymen's attempts to present new perspectives, Creon's arrogance blinds him to his son's wisdom. He dismisses Hymen as inexperienced, asserting his own authority by insisting that the city belongs to the king alone. The insult escalates as Hymen rebukes his father, suggesting such hubris would befit only a ruler of a deserted island. Creon, now engulfed in anger, accuses Hymen of conspiring with a rotten woman and threatens to execute Antigone before him. Enraged, Hymen storms away. Witnessing this, the chorus cautions Creon that young men's tempers can lead to unpredictable actions when provoked. Undeterred, Creon resolves to imprison Antigone in a rocky tomb, leaving her fate to the gods. Either they would intervene, or she would learn the futility of her devotion to death.
In conclusion, Antigone powerfully examines the tension between personal duty and state law, leaving us with profound reflections on leadership, morality, and resistance. Through her unwavering resolve, Antigone embodies the eternal struggle of individuals challenging oppressive laws, reminding us of the timeless clash between human authority and divine justice. Meanwhile, Creon's tragic rigidity serves as a warning against the perils of pride and the blindness power can bring. As the narrative progresses, Sophocles vividly portrays how each character grapples with their choices and beliefs, ultimately leading to catastrophic outcomes that question the true cost of loyalty and justice. This masterful tragedy not only serves as a mirror to our own societal frameworks but also poses compelling questions about what it means to be righteous, just, and humane. Through its narrative depth, Antigone continues to resonate, urging us to reflect on the eternal conflict between adherence to law and the demand for moral integrity.